The story of David and Goliath is one of the most famous stories in the Bible. It is a story about courage, faith, and the power of God. The story takes place in ancient Israel. The Israelites were at war with the Philistines. The Philistines had a giant warrior named Goliath. He was over 9 feet tall and wore heavy armor. Every day Goliath would come out and challenge the Israelites to fight. He taunted them and called them cowards. The Israelites were terrified of Goliath. No one dared to face him. Then a young shepherd named David arrived at the Israelite camp. David was small, but he was brave and strong. He had already proven himself by protecting his sheep from lions and bears. David was shocked to see the Israelites cowering in fear. He believed in God's power and couldn't understand why they were so afraid. He volunteered to fight Goliath himself. Goliath was a fearsome giant. He stood over 9 feet tall. His armor weighed more than most men could lift. He carried a massive spear and a heavy sword. His voice boomed across the battlefield like thunder. Every day, he challenged the Israelites to send out their best warrior. "Choose a man to fight me," he would roar. "If he can kill me, we will be your slaves, but if I win, then you will be our slaves." The Israelites were terrified. Their knees shook. No one dared to answer Goliath's challenge. Day after day, the giant mocked them. Their spirits sank lower and lower. They felt helpless and afraid. King Saul, the leader of the Israelites, was also afraid. He paced back and forth, worried. Where was their champion? Then David arrived. He was just a young shepherd boy, sent by his father to bring food to his brothers, who were soldiers in Saul's army. David was surprised to find the Israelites hiding from Goliath. "Why don't you fight him?" he asked his brothers. David's brothers were shocked. "Are you crazy?" they asked. "You are just a boy. This is a giant." But David was not afraid. He knew that God was with him. He had faced lions and bears to protect his sheep. He believed God would help him defeat Goliath too. David went to King Saul and said, "I will fight this giant." Saul looked at David and chuckled. "You are just a boy," he said. "This giant has been a warrior all his life." But David insisted, "The Lord who rescued me from the paw of the lion and the paw of the bear will rescue me from the hand of this Philistine." King Saul finally agreed to let David fight Goliath. He offered David his armor, a heavy coat of mail and a bronze helmet, but David refused. He wasn't used to wearing such heavy armor. Instead, he picked up his shepherd's staff, 5 smooth stones, and his sling. With God on his side, he was ready to face the giant. David approached Goliath, who laughed when he saw the young shepherd. "Am I a dog?" Goliath roared, "that you come at me with sticks?" He cursed David and threatened to feed his body to the birds. David stood firm, his eyes fixed on the giant. "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin," he shouted back, "but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel, whom you have defied." David reached into his bag, took out a stone, and loaded it into his sling. He whirled the sling around his head, faster and faster, and then released the stone. The stone shot through the air with incredible force and struck Goliath in the forehead. The giant stumbled and fell, his massive body crashing to the ground with a thud. The Philistines, seeing their champion fall, panicked and fled. The Israelites, inspired by David's courage and faith, chased after them, shouting victory cries. David, the young shepherd, had defeated the mighty Goliath. He had shown that even a small person can overcome huge obstacles with courage and faith in God. David's victory was a victory for the Israelites, a victory for courage over fear, and a victory for faith in God.